Doon 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 peak fiction. Doon 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 doon. Let's go, man. It's a Friday reaction. When was the last time we did one of these? I feel like I haven't done a Thursday or a Friday reaction in God knows how long, man. It's been nothing but Saturdays, Sundays. We've been reading The Viz. Like, man, what's going on, dude? Are we turning into my boy Roger's base, or is this still the King Recon channel? What's going on, dog? You know what I'm saying? Are we still a part of the Scan family, or are we going official? Apparently not anymore. Apparently we are here today to read some Peak early. Early, man. Early. Hold up. Let me get the camera. Let me get the camera. Sweet mother of Flagnards. Do 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 do. There we are. What's good, yo? Make sure we're good to go. Yo, man, let me pull this over here. Feels good to be reading the greatness on a Friday, man. It really does. It feels right. It feels right. Luffy Blazing says, my birthday chapter. Happy birthday, Luffy Blazing. Happy birthday, yo. Hope it's been a good one. And hope you've had an excellent time doing whatever it is that you had to get done throughout the day, and or enjoying it peacefully. Hopefully it was a good one, and that you were just able to do what you wanted to do here on this day of yours. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the supers, and before we get into anything after that in regards to the chapter, first and foremost, let me know if the audio's good, because I'm not going to go on a soliloquy here with Yo, Laz! It's good to see you, my brother. It's good to see you, Laz, man. Quag2 says, One Piece is exactly 10,000 days old today! Yo! 10,000 days! So... Wait, if it's exactly 10,000 old today, that's kind of spooky. That's kind of crazy. What kind of chapter are we going to get for the 10,000 day anniversary? How do we even know that? 10,000 days? That's crazy. Thank you, Lazy Mofos. Appreciate you. Audio Apu. Audio's a little quiet. Well, let me know if I need to narrate in any of these discussions. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we'll be all right. Hopefully it'll be good. We'll just yell from back here. You know what I'm saying? Like we normally do. But before we get into the chapter or any of the super chats, I just want to let you guys know that, just in case you don't follow me over on the Twitter platform, this week has been an extremely emotionally exhausting week, for a very good reason. For a reason that I never even would have imagined at the beginning of the week, considering how I was feeling at the end of last week. It's been an extremely emotionally... It's been just a very emotional week, and I've been occupying the headspace of an emotional character for the past 4 days, and from Monday night until Thursday night, and I wrote the fastest rough draft I've ever done for any story, and so I just wanted to let y'all know that at this point in time, I still haven't recovered from that, both physically and mentally. So if I seem a little fragile in the emotional department, it's because of how wondrous that experience was. It's something that I don't think I can properly put into words, even though I tried my hardest to do so last night after finishing the last page. And so, I'm not going to repeat everything that I said in the thread. But what I will say is, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have been able to tell that story And I'm thankful to all of you for being patient with me, because while I was doing all of that, I was supposed to be recording some videos. I didn't get to Hunter x Hunter. I didn't get to Bleach. I didn't even get to doing some other things that I've been wanting to do here on the channel, because I've been so zoned in and focused on writing another story that wasn't even this one. But this one took over my entire reality for the past week. And so I just want to say thank you for being patient with me, because it really was something that impacted me on such a level that I don't know if I'll ever be able to properly express. The only thing I will be able to say about this experience is that I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity, and that I was chosen to be able to do such a thing and to tell that particular story. And so hopefully one day, I mean, it's undoubtedly one of the worst rough drafts I've ever done, because normally my rough drafts take a while. I have a pretty established writing routine where rough drafts can take anywhere from a couple months, right? But never one this fast. So I know it's filled with a lot of problems. But one day, if I get the opportunity to share what I wrote over the last 4 days with all of you, I just hope that experience can even be a tenth of what I went through in these past 4 days. But with that out of the way, and the disclaimer for, any potential out of character feelings that I've been feeling, I'm still not quite over being in that character's headspace. And so, as I recover from that emotionally, I just ask that you bear with me. You know what I'm saying? I just ask that you bear with me in that recovery process. But once again, thank you so much for being patient with me. And the YouTube stuff will return shortly. I know Hunter x Hunter, I believe, is going back on break after this chapter. So we'll take care of that. Then we'll be focused on Bleach until that, of course, goes on break. And then I don't know how many more chapters One Piece has left this year. But let's get into the supers. And let's go into the super chats. I greatly appreciate everybody for stopping by today. I know that it's been quite a last couple of weeks, maybe the last few months in regards to chapter releases. I feel like we haven't really gotten a stable schedule in quite some time in regards to the One Piece greatness. And so I appreciate everybody who stops by on any of these streams, just because of how crazy some of these can be. Joaquin! Joaquin, I just said I'm fragile emotionally. You can't drop a 50 bomb on me. You know what I'm saying, bro? I can't do this today, man. I can't do it. Joaquin, the Gorosei come by once again. Sweet mother of Flagnards. Joaquin, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for dropping 50, and I repeat this again using the narration voice. 50 gifted subs to the King_Recon channel. I appreciate you, Joaquin. I really, really do. Thank you so much. I have no words. Not today. Not today. I have no words. I have no words today. So I really do appreciate you, Joaquin. Thank you so much, not only for stopping by the stream, but for we have 136 concurrent viewers, and I'm sure almost like a good third of the stream just got memberships because of you. So I appreciate you, Joaquin, for gifting a 50 bomb this early into the stream. I appreciate you, Joaquin. Thank you so much for that. And I hope that every single individual will be able to, last that I was gifted from Laughtail, will be able to definitely take part within the new memberships. Much love to you, Joaquin. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's get into the supers. Josh Pointer comes in with a 10 and says, do not go gentle into that good night. Do not go gentle into that good night. Josh Pointer, are you about to hit me with another one of these things that I won't be able to comprehend until I reach like the 6th dimension of understanding? Listen, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Just a few more experiences like I had in the last 4 days, and I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? We will enter through the doors of Narnia together, brother. You know what I'm saying, man? Mako and all. Shout out to Final Fantasy VII. Mako and all. You'll understand this message after reading the chapter and be prepared. Also, congrats on the story drive. Thank you. I truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. I like I said, I'm still at a loss of what actually took place over the last couple of days. It's kind of nuts. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time to say that. Hope everything goes well. Thank you, Josh Pointer. Yeah, the revision process from here on out, I wouldn't be able to work on it because I have something else I have to finish before a deadline. But once I finish that and I go to work on this revision, God knows I'll need the chiseling process of Michelangelo to put this thing together, because goodness gracious. Thank you, Josh Pointer. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 10. Anytime Josh Pointer comes in with all caps, you know it's going to be a peak chapter. Whoa! True roofers! Oh, God. Yeet! Oh, no, not true roofers. Listen, true roofers only comes in when, like, the elites are here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we got, like, the Shanks chapter, or, like, a Roger chapter or something. Or a Joy Boy chapter like we had earlier this year. True roofers drops in with $1. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know, man. Oh, my God. Are we going around the world today? Well, honestly, we don't even need to. We're at Elbaf. All we need to do is just follow the events of last chapter. It'll be 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Yo, True Roofers, thank you for that. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure to have you here, True Roofers. It's True Roofers. You know what I'm saying? At any time, at any point, True Roofers always delivers the peak. Always delivers the peak. I appreciate True Roofers. Thank you so much for the $1. Phoebe Kira Tokyo then comes in with a 2 and says, I am crying. 6 billion out of 10 chapter? Almost the amount of humans that are on the planet Earth type of chapter? Sounds like regularly scheduled Oda to me. You know what I'm saying, Phoebe? All I know is that Ichiro Oda... I was about to get into the intro. I was about to get into the intro, but I'll save it. I'll save it. 6 billion out of 10 chapter. That's... Oh, man, that's something. I am so excited. Thank you so much, Phoebe, for the 2. I'm not ready. I'm genuinely not ready today. Today of all days, I'm not ready. I don't care what this chapter is. This chapter could be a Kinemon sliced in half chapter 1030 chapter, which is... it was still a pretty solid chapter on the lower half of the Wano spectrum, and I would still be on like cloud 50. You know what I'm saying? Of the experience that I just feel inside of my soul right now because of what I went through this week. I feel like I'll be emotionally resonant with anything. It could be anything, and it is gonna 6 billion out of 10 chapter, bro. I appreciate you, Phoebe. Thank you so much for that. Gabriel Nozia comes in with a 10 and says, peak chapter. Speaking of peak, picked up a Connie, but... Let's go! Let's go, Gabriel! Let's go, yo! Once again, let me repeat these words one more time for the people that need to hear this. For the people that are still thinking about it, for the people that are like, you know what, I don't know if I should, for the individuals out there that are like, I don't know, man. That Recon guy stays capping for a lot of stuff. He always wants me to play trails. He always wants me to experience all this greatness. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Listen, man, you don't need the time. You don't need the money. Akane Banashi is however much the Shonen Jump subscription is now, like $3, $2, all right? 136 chapters of straight up peak, man. It means something to me. And I'll tell you this, I don't care if you Roger the entire process and never end up paying for a subscription to begin with. I don't care where you read Akane Banashi. All I care about is that you read it, you experience it. And Gabriel Nozea comes in and says, picked up, I gotta read from the beginning. Peak chapter. Speaking of peak, picked up Akane Banashi due to the Rex. Yes. So glad to catch up with that. That means something to me, Gabriel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for reading Akane Banashi. I'm glad, on a serious note, that you enjoyed it. I really, really am. It is a fantastic series. And one of these days, when it gets an anime adaptation, the only thing that I ask is that the anime can somehow do the manga justice, because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Whatever studio's in charge of that, they're going to have a job on them, man. They're going to have a job, because this right here is taking full advantage of the medium of comics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really rock with this series. So thank you, Gabriel, for doing that. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for the super. Chris D comes in with a 5 and says, going from Ippo's chapter yesterday. You're telling me Ippo had a fire chapter? I'm like 10 chapters behind on Hajime no Ippo right now. Now I gotta catch up on Ippo too. You know what? That's gonna be one of my Christmas break reads. When, because I'm gonna be on a week off from work at the end of this year. I will read and catch up to Hajime no Ippo in that week, Christy. In the last week of December, I will read that Ippo greatness. I'm only behind like 10 chapters. So and hopefully by then it'll be like 12 chapters. So thank you, Chris D, for reminding me to catch up on the Ippo greatness. And One Piece's chapter today, forget Cloud 9. This is Cloud Peak Fiction, and he's not talking about Final Fantasy VII, ladies and gentlemen. Although he is Cloud Peak Fiction. I mean, that's just true. That is a universal fact. That is a universal fact. But he's putting it in regards to the Cloud 9 of Peak Fiction, which also contains Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that you can buy on. No, you can't buy it on Steam yet. On PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5. But on a serious note, very, very excited, obviously, for today's chapter, but for the Ippo greatness too. Manga and anime are the best medium. They most certainly have some incredible stories, Christy. They most certainly have. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. California Penguin, I am so glad to see you. So California Penguin sent me a reply the other day that made me so incredibly happy. I was waiting to say something until I managed to catch you live in one of these chapter reactions. So, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know the story of what's currently happening with California Penguin, before I read it, the individual super. California Penguin is a Karuta player, similar to the likes of the Chihaya Furus of the world, meaning California Penguin plays the sport that the characters in Chihaya Furu inhabit, right? Like that they live on a daily basis, that we see the greatness of our favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card game that utilizes your sense of hearing and your reflexes. California Penguin plays the sport of Karuta. Y'all have no idea how cool that is to me, but to know that California Penguin is putting in work and just recently went up in like swimmer and attorney, California Penguin. Congratulations, yo. And I hope for nothing but the best in your future over there in good old Nihon, aka Hapon. Because let me tell you something, where you are right now, I only believe you'll only be going up from there. I only believe it, yo. I believe in you the same way that Chihaya Sensei believes in her. You know what I'm saying? I believe in you, California Penguin. I do, yo. And one of these days, it would be an honor to be able to catch one of those streams with you on it. It would be an honor. So once again, I really, really hope for nothing but the best for your California Penguin. And I've been waiting to tell you that until one of these chapter reactions. So I appreciate you so much. No, for sure, California Penguin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Thank you so much for stopping by today. That is so, so dope. So unbelievably dope. Recon got me into it with Chihaya Furu. Oh, look at that. Chihaya Furu getting you into playing Karuta, like... Come on, yo. Come on. So, number one, watch Chihaya Furu. Number two, California Penguin. Seriously, so happy to see you. I'm sorry that I couldn't send you a Santa hat from Japan, since you're going to find yourself short of Santa hats this chapter. Oh, God. Thanks for everything, and congrats on the draft. Thank you for taking the time to send that, California Penguin. That is very, very nice. But I'm not... hey, listen, I'm never too short on Santa hats. I'm saying I got 1, 2... I got 3 of them back here. You know what I'm saying? I got 3. So let's see. Let's see if we'll need all 3 today. Let's see if we'll need all 3. But I appreciate you. Seriously, it's good to see you, California Penguin. Frodo Baggage then comes in with a 5 and says, "Go raw fire." Whew. Do I need to repeat that again for people in the back? Do I need to bring the microphone closer? Ladies and gentlemen, Frodo Baggage comes in with a $4.99 super chat. It is light green, maybe a little turquoise, and it says, "Go raw fire." This is terminology. But ladies and gentlemen, according to Frodo Baggage, if you are not a fan of those words, I don't know if you should be watching this stream right now. I'm not sure. But according to Frodo Baggage, who knows me better than I know myself, be prepared. Be prepared, yo. Be prepared. Go raw fire peak. Thank you, Frodo Baggage, for that. I appreciate you. Subra! It's good to see you, Subra. Subra, once again, as always, I appreciate you for being the individual that reached out this week to let me know that spoilers were out. I really do appreciate you, Subra. Thank you so much for always taking the time to do that. Whatever is going on at any point, whatever you're going through, you always manage to take time out of your day and out of your schedule to send me a get off social media request. So I appreciate you so much for that, because there's certain key days where it just hits at the right moment. I'm like, I got it, man. Thank you. So I truly appreciate you for that. Super says, "I'm sad I can't be here for the live reaction, but I'm so happy to be alive to get this chapter. Santa hat and jersey must king." Dude. Yo, now I don't know what I should expect. Yo, oh God. Come on, man. Okay, alright. Yo, like I said, man, I would have been satisfied with an average chapter, just considering how this week has gone, but to know that we could be getting a great chapter is like, oh Lord, thank you, Subra. I appreciate you so much for that, and I am sad as well that you won't be able to join us for this live reaction, but please let me know your thoughts on the chapter, either in the comment section or on Discord. You know where to find me, brother. I appreciate you so much for that. And then with the last super, Morgan Irvin comes in with a 5 and says, "Elbaf is less than 10 chapters long, making me sob like a baby. Despite its meaning, it's getting closer to the end, and I'll be grateful to happy reunions." You know, Morgan Irvin, last week, I had this exact same thought. Like, Elbaf hasn't been around for, let's just say, like, if we want to say it started in chapter 1127, from chapter 1127 until now, I had such a visceral emotional reaction to just seeing the island itself that I'm sure you did as well, and I'm sure that a lot of us did. To just seeing the island and having that reunion between Luffy and Usopp last week. That
when we saw the two of them together in that panel, the only thing that it could bring was just tears of joy out of your eyes. And when you remember the journey that it took to get to that point, when you remember Little Garden, remember when we almost didn't make it here because of Water 7. And to see that we managed to overcome all of that, managed to overcome being separated all the way through the New World, overcoming Doflamingo, overcoming Kaido, to finally see the view in which they wanted to see from the very beginning of the journey, which was to see the land of Elbaf. It's like, how could you not feel extreme emotions in that moment? That's what overwhelmed me last week, man. I mean, it was like seeing the island through their eyes. And it was powerful stuff, dude. Powerful, powerful stuff. So I agree with you 110%. 110%. But now that there's no more supers, there's nothing holding me back. And Morgan Irvin, you are giving me a great alley-oop. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are not experiencing the greatness and the awesome sauce of Fishman Island. We are no longer within the punk hazard in which we started this channel. We are not in Dressrosa. We are not in Zoe. We are not on Whole Cake Island. We aren't even in the Reverie. We are, well, tomorrow, Agenda Reverie 2 over on JD Legends channel at, I believe it's 7 o'clock. I believe it's 7 o'clock. Jay, I apologize if I got that wrong, but 7 o'clock. That is where the Reverie will be, but the Reverie won't be today. This is not the Reverie. This is not even Wano. It's not even Onigashima. It's not post-Wano. It's not Egghead, and it's not post-Egghead. We are here today for capital E. In some places, we call it ELBAF. In other places, we call it ELBAPH. And that PH doesn't stand for Punk Hazard. It doesn't even stand for Punk. I was going to say my first name. My first name starts with an H. But you know what? We're going to keep that for a special occasion. We're going to keep that for a special occasion because on this wonderful day, the PH does not stand for what I was about to say. The PH actually stands for peak. Peak with a capital H. And because of that, we are here today to read the best-selling manga in history. And I promise each and every single one of you that on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, that we are here to see the continuation of what I hope to be is that Rainbow Road, is that greatness with my beloved giants in this Vicky the Viking village. Clark Kent, you know I love you. Bruce Wayne, you know I couldn't wait to be you. But as my childhood goes out the window, and I stand here as a man who has experienced all of these years of this story, I can't wait for the day when we can say this is the best-selling comic of all time, and because of that, it is time for us to read the latest installment in the second best-selling comic of all time, what is known now and forever will be. Eric, how did you get it in one? Eric came in like he was 2015 Messi dribbling through all of those defenders in Atletico, and he just hit it. Having Ray Hudson in the background talking about some Eric, how did you get it in one? I'll tell you how he got it in one. Let's go, boy. It's time. It is time to read the greatness, the awesome sauce Oh, man. Ninja Pope said magisterial. Bro, that is still the funniest. Listen, man, there are some people that are just poets. That I am so glad that they were given the opportunity to commentate over things, man. The Peter Drury's, the Ray Hudson's, the I just magisterial, bro. It is incredible. Radman, my guy Fiji, bro, popping in today with a 5 and says that AJ podcast hit like crack, boss. Much love, you know, Fiji. I had you in mind when I looked at the time and I saw how many topics we had left. But I was like, you know what, man? I gotta squeeze one more Bleach question out of AJ. I was like, if I didn't, my boy Fiji wouldn't let me live it down. So I was like, you know what, brother? We're gonna keep going until we can't keep going no more. And I gotta thank AJ for being patient throughout the entire process. But man, dude, God bless him. We went for 4 hours in that podcast talking about Trails and Akane Banashi and a whole bunch of Bleach and Yakuza. I mean, we just had a great time. So I appreciate you for, of course, listening to it. But that Bleach section, I kept you in mind. I was like, dude, I know my boy's gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? I know my boy's gonna love it. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, PG. Seriously. Much love, my brother. Much love. Actually, I have to send you something in regards to Vagabond in Final Fantasy that I think you would find very, very interesting. But I'll try to remember to send you that tomorrow, whenever I can find the actual thing again. Because I was gonna send it to you last week and then I completely forgot. But now that I see your name, definitely excited to show you this. But then Lazy Mofos comes to membership for 22 months as King Recon D Goatbeard. Listen, Lazy Mofos, I don't know if I can ever be an individual that can either be a black beard or a white beard. But I can tell you that Whitebeard showed me that mustaches can also be beards. And so I will be King Recon D Goatbeard for today. I will do it, yo. I will do it. I still can't believe Eric hit it in one, man. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Let's get right into... Oh my god, am I reading the title this week? Let me see. Start a poem. The new chapter of Real dropped? Man, how behind am I? How behind am I? know I'm caught up to Real. I know I haven't read that chapter. Speaking of Bleach, Baby Hold My Hand 2 is tomorrow. Oof, can't wait for that, Arcfire J. You really can't wait for that. Did the poll go up? Am I still live? What happened? It's like my screen froze. Oh god, okay. So I got scared. Okay, chat's back. That was strange. Okay. Alright, so I guess we're reading the title this week. I'm not sure. I don't know if the poll is working. But if y'all are telling me to read the title, if that's the majority vote in the chat, then we'll read the title. Yeah, I can't see the poll results on my side. Let me look at it on my phone. Let me see if I see the poll results on here. It's frozen on my computer. So let's see here. Poll not working? Alright, oh, the poll broke? Okay. Read it. Alright, screw it. Oh, there's the poll. Poll's back! The poll is back like it never left. It's a safe one, brother. Thank you, Les. I appreciate you. If I've got the Laz co-sign, then I know we're good. Alright, now, okay, so 92%. Alright, so we can definitely read the super. We will read the title. What in the world is this? Dude, man. I can't wait to read Hunter x Hunter. All right. One Piece chapter 1133. What happened in 1122? I remember 1111 was the week after the Gorosei all popped up. Because that was 1110. That was one of the craziest chapters of the year. What happened in 1122? Was that the chapter that ended with that amazing double spread? The double spread with like whoever claims the One Piece, and then it showed like stabs in there, and we had the Yonko, we had some of the other characters around the world. Was that chapter? Was that 1122? Presno! Yo! What's good, Presno? It's been a minute. Yo, James Wick. It's good to see y'all. It seriously is. It's good to see y'all. Presno in the pancake hours of the day. Appreciate you, Presno. Thank you so much for stopping by. All love to y'all. It was Joy Boy Hockey? Oh, snap. So we got Gorosei popping up in 1111. Or that 1110. But 1111 was like the continuation of that. And then the Vegapunk speech stuff. And 1122, if that was Joy Boy Hockey, oh man. So 1133, and then of course we'll have to look for 1144, 1155. So what is 1133 gonna have in store? One Piece chapter 1133, Praise. Praise? Is Oda gonna go full Dark Souls this chapter? Praise the sun? Yo, man. Praise? Dude, I don't even know what that could imply. Are we about to have a little sun god v sun god action? Are we about to have some Nika backstory? I don't know, man. What does that mean? 1133, praise. Yamato. Is that Texas Hold'em again? This dude never learns. He took a Red Hawk from the king. And now he's back with the world heavyweight title. Thinking he could take Tomahawk. Yo, Yamato, if we don't knock this dude out with Conqueror's Hockey and hold him injured speed. Oh no, yo, we gotta take him out. We gotta take him out. Why is he still breathing? Green Bull should have took him out the same way he took King and Queen out. How is this guy still here? Sweet mother of Flagners. Okay. So he's taking Tama hostage. Yamato's got to take care of business. Speed is on the ground. Yamato... Yamato could one-shot this dude. She's just going to be worried about Tama. Or Tama slips out of there Kunoichi style. I don't know. But I hope she'll be all right, because that's forever daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's forever daughter. So I hope you'll be okay, Tama. I hope you'll be okay. Oni Child Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 20. Hold'em attacks. Hand over all your belongings. So now we're acting like a pirate now. Now we want to act like this is a pirate manga. Hand over all your belongings. Who does this dude think he is? First he thinks he's Batista, then he gets one-shotted, and now he thinks he's a pirate. This guy out of here, man. No notes? Oda didn't even leave a message. This man Oda said we don't need one this week, bro. Oh, man. No Oda message, bro. Okay. Well. Oh, man. Here we go. 22 years ago. Flashback? "22 years ago. Roger died 24, right? In the present time? So this is 2 years after that. 22 years. 22 years. A distorted truth. What happened at O'Hara? That's what it was. O'Hara, of course. I was thinking 20 years ago because I just recently rewatched Water 70's Lobby earlier this year. And it kept saying 20 years ago, but of course the 2-year time skip, 22 years ago. What happened at O'Hara? It still sends chills down my spine. What a tragedy. Oh God, bro, don't even tell me. Oh man. No, bro, don't tell me. Oh man. Oh man. Are we gonna find out how he lived, bro? Are we gonna find out how Saul lived? This civilian evacuation ship suddenly burst into flames. And that's what we saw in that chapter. What was it, 397? Spanned. The mortifying screams I heard from that inferno is something I'll never forget. And Nico Robin was responsible? To think she sank all those warships too. She's a devil masquerading as an 8-year-old. We cannot let the world know the full details. This brutal incident would traumatize children everywhere. If you see her, just report it. Do not approach. That fugitive is on this island. I saw her. She had the eyes of a stone-cold killer. Listen, man. This is why I don't care. Listen, there's I can accept a lot of things that are brought up in this community, whether people are trolling or not. I love hearing the opinions of other individuals, but I think one thing that I will never be able to agree with is the idea that Saul being alive diminishes what Nico Robin had to go through for all of these years. Because how can you read this flippin' panel right here and tell me that what Robin went through for all of those years, no matter what happened after that, was that wasn't real? That wasn't real emotion, real trauma that she had to go through for all of those years. She had people saying that they saw a mere glimpse of her. Sending, snitches. Like, yeah, we saw her over here. Everything that Robin had to go through for 20-something years. I don't know, flying flatliners who lived or who died. You can never take that away. That is a traumatic experience. You know what that is to go through all that for all those years? Listen, man. That's one take I can never agree with. I can never agree with that, yo. Never. It's like, how could you see this panel and say anything else? Sick, demented individuals, man. Oh, hell, man. bro. How can you look at these two then? Look at me dead in the eye and tell me that it diminishes what Robin went through. She had to bear this suffering alone, bro. Alone! No one to go through. No one to do anything. Everyone saw her as scum of the earth. And all the world government wanted to do was use her as a weapon. She has a scholarly intellect and lacks any trace of empathy. Look at that bounty. Let's shoot to kill. They better be lucky I can't come through that screen right now, dog. Oh, man. Don't hold back just because she looks young. And this dude's got his tongue out. How dare he? How dare he have the Michael Jeffrey Jordan pose while saying such a disgusting line? She has mysterious powers. She's trembling, bro. It's flipping cold. It's raining. She has nowhere to go. Hurry and catch her. I can't sleep knowing she's out there. You're about to sleep for... This chapter's about to bring the Yusuke Urameshi out me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. My mind is already fragile. It's already fragile this week. Don't turn me into Yusuke Urameshi now. Hey, grandmas, I don't care who you are. Everyone's getting slept. Anyone talking about Nico Robin this week, they're getting slept. I don't care who you are. You're getting slept. Bah! We're on Yusuke Urameshi time. We're on Yusuke Urameshi time today. I don't care who you are. I don't give a flying flag, Narts. I wish she'd just die already. What's wrong with these people? I feel like I'm living through the same emotions I felt when I was watching episodes, what was that, 275, 6, whatever it was, in his lobby. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you know. There is a light because we know the Straw Hats are there for her, bro. Not only that, but we know that Saul's alive too. There's a light, man. There's a light, but it doesn't take away from all of this. The Marines need to take her out. She's an enemy of the world. Enemy of the world. the only thing that kept her going were the words that her mom said. The only thing, the only conversation she was able to have with her was the only thing that kept her going. Even at this young of an age, she was already having the thoughts that this world cuts over to Saul. And Saul says, listen carefully, Robin. You're all alone right now. But someday, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, you will find true friends. Friends that are going to watch out for you. Friends that will never give up on you. Friends that'll protect you from a flipping Gorosei. Friends that'll protect you from any Robert D. Lucci's, from any individuals that ever attempt to do anything like that ever again. You will find true friends that would be willing to make themselves look weak. Like Sanji did in that Black Maria chapter. To ensure that he lets you know that we believe in you. And that we understand that you believe in me. The true friends that they said, screw all the nonsense. We're going to go up in like Stromware. And we're going to declare war on the WG. Those are the true friends. But Saul, I'm scared. I'm so scared of everyone. When things are unbearable, remember what I taught you. Laugh like this. Daddy, she. Daddy, she. It's gone. Hey, what are you? Daddy, she. She tried to find O'Hara on the map. And she wrote it in herself so that they would never be forgotten. She leaves a trail of thefts and murders wherever she goes. I hear she uses her childlike appearance to lure poor souls in, only to slit their throats as they sleep. What? That's insane. I'm not going to read this next panel, because I feel like if I do, it might be the first time in a very long time that I curse on the channel, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, because if I say what I'm feeling right now towards the person that just said that, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I sure hope she... Get lost. Dead is she. I can't do this, man. I can't do this. Oda picked the wrong week. Or either Oda picked the wrong week to drop this chapter, or I picked the wrong week to be this fragile emotionally, bro. Because this ain't the right match, man. This ain't the right match. This ain't the right match, baby. This ain't the right match. This ain't the right match, man. Robin, in the midst of all of this, remembers Olvia's words and Saul's words. In the midst of all of this pain, in the midst of having to deal with the fact that nobody in the world loves her, everyone wants her to either die or go over to the WG. And in the midst of all of this, because of the words, the power of words, the powers of the things in which we say, the power of communication, the power of human connection, Robin continues to live while believing in a silly expression given to her by Saul, which is dead as she. Present day. We're done with that, man. That was tough. That was tough. That was as tough. I don't know if it was because of the way it was executed or because of like I said, because of this week. But that was tough. That was tough, man. That was tough. That was as tough to get through as what some of the Kuma flashback chapters. That was tough, man. Present day. Huh? There's a port on this street. Is this a sea on clouds? Drop anchor. Oh, look at how beautiful this looks. We're in Elbaf, man. This is the western village port, and there's sea clouds, of course. Welcome back, captains. Your lateness really had us worried. My brain is bugging out. It's also out of this world. How majestic. Look at the friends that Saul was talking about, man. The friends that would never, ever leave her side, bro. Brooke. Frankie. Bonnie. Flipping Vegapunk. And Jinbei. The others are here. The others are here. Bro, Luffy and Usopp are doing the pose, bro. They're doing the pose that they kept using in the flipping Water 7 flashbacks. We overcame so much, bro. We deserve this, bro. The entire crew deserves this, man. Whoa, check it out. This is awesome. It is. It is, yo. Look at Mama Robin with Bonnie, man. Oh my, what's that? Frankie with the star eyes. That's Savaler. Holy flagners, look at this panel. That's incredible. What a country. It's a mist ship that moves using island clouds. The climate here on Elbaf is perfect for all this. Island and sea clouds, Sabao bubbles. Sabao bubbles? Rainbows and hovers. Look at all the technology they have coexisting here. It's incredible. It's like a combination of Sabaody and what we got in Skypiea. He's carrying the ship, dude. It's crazy. He's carrying the ship. Oh my god, man. Straw Hat. Uso Land. I never thought I would hear that again. Uso Land. My comrades, welcome to Elbaf. Say it again. Welcome to Elbaf. Robin? Oh, man, Nami. Robin, nice haircut. I figured you'd get one. Now, this is more precious than anything you could ever ask for, bro. This is more precious than anything in my bank account, dog. You know what I'm saying? This right here is more precious than any gift, man. You look like you've gotten well acquainted with Elbaf. Long time no see, Hajruddin. Oh, look at this panel. Yo! The mere size of the giants! I've been keeping up with your progress. An emperor already, huh? As expected of our big boss. You heard what he said, boys. Big boss! He called my king Naked Snake, man. He called him Big Boss. I'll introduce everyone later, but... Is Rhodos? What happened to Rhodo? Rhodo's getting cooked. Yo. Gerd. Oh, this is beautiful, man. Goldberg. And then we're not talking about Bill, man. No WCW on this stream. Yo, it's a pleasure. I told you I don't want subordinates. Well, it's our choice. Dee ga 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 ga. Dude, that axe is insane. What a panel. What a page. I mean, so many emotions. From Luffy and Usopp to Robin and Bonnie to the ship coming in. I mean, how beautiful is it? Rhodo looks like Austin in 98 in the Undertaker feud. With the corporate ministry lads, bro. For real. He looks like he's about to get cooked alive, man. Corporate ministry style. The Ministry of Darkness, mind you. Another dope spread. Hajruddin says even this insular nation was swept away with excitement when we heard about Big Mom's defeat in Wano. We're getting to it. Big Mom. Linlin and I were friends once. Oh, really? Linlin and I were friends once. But she did something that the people of Elbaf consider unforgivable, of course, in the backstory. Ah, what a page. Hey, Hajruddin, save the chit-chat for after our toast. Food and drinks come first. Dude, what? I love this page, man. We've prepared a mountain of it for you. A mountain to scale with us, I hope. Let's head for the tavern. The tavern. Yippee! Food! I'm starving. I got so excited. I'm running low on energy too. Hey, Luffy. Robin? Hey, Luffy? So we have the rest of the Straw Hats set off. Who says that? Is it Robin? Is it Chopper? I think it's Robin based on where the speech bubble's coming from. Regardless, either Robin or Chopper. It says, hey, Luffy. We cut over, it says, southwest of the western village. I'm fine going alone, really. Where's she going? I'm fine going alone, really. No way. I want to be there. Me too. It's a good excuse to sightsee. Agreed. Mr. Saul. Stop. Oh no, bro, stop. Stop. No, I will shut off my computer. Turn off this stream. And we're out. And we're going home. And we're going home. I swear on all that is Flagnards. I'm fine going alone, really. I want to be there. Me too. Is that why we saw the flashback at the beginning of the chapter? It's a cute excuse to sightsee. Agreed. Mr. Saul did say he wanted to show Robin-chan the library. So let's head down to the school. Bro, look at Gerd. She's so in love with her action figures, she's me. Thanks for guiding us, Gerd. It's no trouble, it's not fair. Forget it. Forget it, Robin is captain. I gotta greet someone who took care of one of my crewmates properly. That's my gig, dog. What? Where did you hear that? It's just the right thing to do. Bonnie's gonna be there as well. Oh man, we gotta stop this, bro. We gotta stop it now, Goku. Yo, Oda, you're about to destroy the whole planet, and that planet is me. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We'll save that toast for after you fetch Saul. Brother, we can't do this, man. I'll prep that special mousse for you. Take your time. So even you warriors study hard. Who's up? Mr. Saul is primarily a history teacher, but he also teaches about various books. Bro, this is happening, dude. This is Warrior Springs. And by the waterside is the Owl Library. This place looks crazy. The spring. It looks like it leads to a beach. That's right, it's a beach formed from broken off parts of the tree. There's no tide, but that waterfall at the source is always making waves. You get to see the way the water falls. It's like a real sea. Alright, let's go get him. We gotta bring Saul back to the tavern. Hold it! Nami. This is Robin's reunion. Yo, man. I don't think I could turn the page, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I dedicate, you know, I've dedicated the last 13 years to doing this, and this might be the first time I quit in the middle of a reaction, man. I don't know if I can do this, bro. I'm gonna be honest, if this is truly, if we do not cut to something else, this is gonna be too much for me right now, man. This is gonna be too much for me right now, bro. Robin says my heart's pounding. Trust me, sister, mine is too. Mine is too, man. If this is the reason why we got the flashback in this chapter. Oda, man. Let's go. Let's see. This. Huff, huff. This is bad. It's Mr. Saul. He's fallen and he can't get up. Bro, we've gotta stop using that phrase, man. I can't. You know what, Oda? Thank you. Thank you, man. Like, I didn't know if I could read the rest of the chapter. I can now. I can now, man. I can now. I wasn't sure if I could. I wasn't sure if I could, but we're gonna... We gotta stop using the life alert, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's a translator. I don't know if it's Oda. But we gotta stop using the life alert phrase, man. I don't know if it's on purpose, but I'm glad they said it. I'm glad whoever said it. I'm glad they did. And like I said, I apologize to Oda if I meant to take that seriously, but I can't take the life alert stuff seriously, man. I can't take it. What? Seriously? We just came to see him. This is... Even Luffy and Sanji are like, yo, we're cutting to commercial right now? It's like you're in the middle of watching a movie. This is why, by the way, I don't put advertisement options. Like, so before you start a stream, this is sort of like behind the scenes baseball here for YouTubers. I don't know if it's like this for everybody, but for me, before I go live, it asks me like 3 times, do you want to enable automatic ads to air at random for people on stream? And I always cancel it specifically for reactions because I don't want people to get a random life alert commercial in the middle of watching a reaction. It's just not, it's gonna kill the vibe. It's gonna kill the vibe. And Luffy and Sanji are like, you're hitting us with a life alert commercial in the middle of this chapter. We gotta stop this, man. Seriously, we just came to see him. It's a reunion 22 years in the making, and he just collapsed. I'm a doctor. I'll examine him right away. Where is he? Chopper. Finally. Let's go, Dr. Chopper. Get him all fixed up, Chopper. Everything's riding on you. He's over there. He just fell all of a sudden. He's in the same exact pose. He's in the same exact pose as he was all those years ago. Robin's laughing. How silly. It's meant to be taken as a joke. Saul, even to this point, is looking out for Robin. Hey, don't mock the sick. It's fine, I'll go to on my own. You can all stay here. But Robin, son. Robin. And to think I got all worked up over nothing.
Robin, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, yo. Grah! He was just trying to scare her, bro, like the first time. Did she, did I get ya? You got me, brother. I know if no one else got me, Jaguar D. Saul got me. You got me, brother. You definitely got me. Guess not. The parallels. This is peak fiction, man. This right here is worth more than any trophy, man. I take this over winning the FA Cup this year. I take this over winning a Champions League. I take this over winning the NBA Finals. This is worth more than any Santa hat, any trophy, anything that there is. This means more to me than anything I've established here over the last all these years of doing YouTube, yo. This is what it's all about, man. Oh my goodness, dude. Hold up, yo. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, man, yo. Saul. Guess not. Robin, why are you so beautiful, yo? You might be God's greatest creation, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, yo. Robin. Dad, she. I know you're not a kid anymore. I know you're not a kid anymore. Sorry, I wasn't sure how to break the ice after all this time. You don't gotta say it like that. Yo, this man said no break. Yo, Saul's a comedian, bro. I'm sorry. How to break the ice after all this time. You still have the funny laugh. This is One Piece, man. This is more One Piece than last chapter. I take back what I said at the end of last week. There is something greater than both Adventure Piece and Gear 5 Piece. And that's Oda Emotional Piece. That's Oda Banger Piece. That's Oda Get in the Crying Bag Piece, yo. That is she. Yeah, but still ridiculous. Now let me get a good look at your face. This is the reward for living all this time, Robin. You've grown as pretty as Olvia. You look just like her. Look at the scar on Saul's face, bro. Elbaf's a flipping top 10 arc, man. I don't care, dog. I don't care. What other arc has this? Saul, former Navy Vice Admiral, Robin's savior. And Robin says, like mother, Saul's got a peg leg! Oh, God. He is a pirate. He's got a peg leg. You've grown as pretty as Olvia. You look just like her. What, like mother? We cannot give up on the future you will live in. You'll understand someday. Oh, I understand, Olvia. We understand, yo. Yo, if this isn't the most powerful execution to pay off for what was already phenomenal payoff. Long-term, extra... Bro, from 2006 to 2024. You have kind eyes just like her. Did you hear Vegapunk's broadcast, Robin? I was there when it happened, so I couldn't hear much. But I read the coverage of it in the papers. I see.
History is written by the victors. Pro is the winning. Those words were O'Hara's legacy. They were supposed to have been buried in history, left to vanish without anyone hearing. And yet the voices of the scholars of O'Hara were passed on. Vegapunk was a true scientist, and he refused to preach about right and wrong, but in the end, he still risked his life to tell everyone. O'Hara and Vegapunk took a huge leap of faith. I'm sure their sacrifice will shape the future. Yeah, and yours too. Robin's like, stop worrying about me, baby, you alive too. You've spent all of this time, back then and now, worrying about me and me and me, and I'm in a position now where I can take care of you, Saul. Where I can be your emotional support. Where I can be here to rub your scars. Where I can be here to be your doctor. God almighty, man, and yours too. Does it hurt? Nah, I'm harder to kill than I thought. When I came to, I found myself drowning in the ocean. The ice must have melted in that inferno and swept me into the water. It was a while later when I found out you survived too. All those reports really ticked me off. They said such awful things about you. Saul, I'm right there with you, man. I was about to start boxing. I didn't care who it was. Robin, let's not... Let's not focus. Not focus on the dark stuff. Robin's trying so hard. She's trying so hard to stay strong. For Saul. For them. Hey, Saul. Aren't you going to praise me for being alive? Right, of course I am. A kid like you against the whole world. Robin falls. You did great staying alive, Robin. 22 long years. Thank you for being such a survivor. I'm so glad we're able to meet again after all this time. And Luffy, Zoro, and Jinbei. Robin, you deserve the world, man. This is the reward for staying alive. This is the most powerful message that a story can tell. This is what it means to live. This is what it means that the dawn will one day break, no matter how dark it is. There is no message more powerful. Professor, Mom, Saul, Why am I the one who has to live? I can't stand it. I want to die. She's about to break. It's too much. I don't care if you're 8 or if you're 30, dog. It's too much, man. God dang, bro. Oh, man, this is... Yo, man. I've missed you so much, Saul. Dad, she. I missed you too. The reward, the pain, the suffering, yo, it was worth it. The entire squad, man, they get it, yo. Usopp, Chopper, Nami, Sanji. Frankie cries for anything. He's like me. And Brooke. But the king. Luffy couldn't be happier. He's just happy that the individual that took care of Robin before it was his time got that opportunity. One Piece will return December 23rd. I do not give a flying flagnards what else I had as chapter of the year before this. This is my chapter of 2024. I don't care. I don't remember. I don't even remember what the other what my chapter of the year was before this. I don't care. This is the best manga chapter I have read in 2024. And I say that with all One Piece bias. All One Piece bias, and it's not even close. It's not even close. This was beautiful. This was heart-wrenching. This reminded me of how I felt while going through Water 70's lobby for the first time. And it told me as a reader that the messages and the themes that struck a chord with me at 13 are now hitting just as hard at 29. This is One Piece, man. This is Goat Raw Fire Peak fiction. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Lord, man. Laz, I'm so glad that you said that. That the camera took a shoot bump. Because, I felt like I was about to start crying again. I was like, no, we're not doing that. God bless Laz for coming in clutch. Man. This is one of those weeks where things just perfectly match up, man. I just, as I said at the beginning of this stream, had been in the headspace of a character that was like screaming from inside, something that I could not understand, something that it was something I don't even know if I can describe it, man. And reading this chapter just reinforced the gratitude that I have, number one, first and foremost, to the Lord God above for giving me the opportunity to have watched One Piece when I was in high school, so that I could come to the conclusion that that is what I wanted to do. And number two, that this chapter was the greatest gift, the greatest theme, the greatest message that you could ever tell someone. The beauty of living in the midst of so much suffering. The reward at the end of the tunnel, even if you don't see it for 20-something years. All for this one moment, and Robin tried her hardest to stay strong. But no one, whether you're 8 or whether you're 30, can deal with the overwhelming emotions of seeing someone that you love so much once again. Especially if you thought they were dead. Oda, man, I have to tip my hat to you. I have to tip my hat to you. This man went to South Africa to go to the live action booth set. And he came back and wrote the 2 chapters that hit me the hardest this year from an emotional standpoint back to back. Last week's chapter and most certainly this week's chapter. Even if I was in the right headspace, this chapter would have destroyed me. It's the most important message you can tell anyone, Les. It's so beautiful. It is Persona 3. It is Terranigma. It is Final Fantasy VII. It is Aerith Gainsborough. It is Makoto. It is Aegis. It's the most beautiful thing a person can say. Robin's story, man. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, yo. Even camera, someone fell down in tears of World War 3. It really did. It really did. And like Ocean Flan said, absolutely beautiful storytelling over the course of literal decades. Literal decades. If this chapter hit me as hard as it did, if last week hit me as hard as it did, how are we going to feel when their dreams start being realized? Because that's the payoff of the entire series. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not in the right space for that. We think about that today. Like Brandon King says, my chapter rating for this is undoubtedly infinity out of 10. Infinity. Words can do it no justice. Numbers cannot do it justice. Let's try to get through some supers, man. Holy flagnards. Alright, man. Good God almighty, bro. This, you want to talk about peak fiction, man. This is what it's all about, dude. This is where the phrase was coined. You know what I'm saying? It's for stuff like this. This is the purpose that it was coined, man. For stuff like 1133. For stuff like 1102. You know, chapters that overwhelm you to the point where not only does it elevate the stuff that's within the series, excuse me, but I truly feel that anything that can elicit emotional reaction out of someone, whether it is an extremely positive, like high energy reaction, or an emotional reaction in terms of eliciting tears or some sort of feeling inside or feeling of emptiness after finishing something, anything that can elicit that type of emotion is extremely, extremely powerful. And when you get stuff like 1102 and 1133 that elicit those kinds of emotions, specifically the Oda kind, it's just, man, dude. Fresno comes in and gives 5 memberships to the channel. Those 5 memberships go out to the individuals that I hope survived this chapter. Man, I thought last week was a prayers up for anyone who, didn't live long enough to be able to see this chapter. This week's chapter is a prayers up to the individuals who did not live long enough to see this one, man. If you guys know anyone that were One Piece fans that did not make it to this day, man, you go let them know what took place today, yo. If they already don't know, watching from above, you let them know, man. This is one of those, bro. This is one of those, man. Phoebe Kiritoku comes in with a 20 and says, sometimes, even with chapters like these, I feel a bit too numb to what's happening and then feel bad about it due to some weird fading of my emotional investment in One Piece. And I feel like it's some sort of, continue with another super chat, personal issue of mine, depression. But reactions like yours especially really remind me of the emotions at stake and allow me to feel them too. Thanks for being you, King, and good on you for getting through this week. Phoebe number 1, thank you so much for the kind words. But number 2, definitely think that you shouldn't feel bad about it. I think there's an innate beauty in experiencing something and not understanding your emotions. Whether you're not crying about something from a numb standpoint, or whether you are crying about something. I think there is a sense of beauty to which you experience something, and you have those questions within you. That in and of itself showcases to me that it is a powerful thing when you're questioning something like that. And so, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. But I thank you for resonating with my feelings on that side of the spectrum. Because I do understand. I do understand. And I appreciate you so much for being open and honest with that. I really do, Phoebe. not just with me, but with the rest of the chat as well. So I really do appreciate you. I really do appreciate you, Phoebe. Thank you. Thank you for being open and honest. Really was that kind of chapter. It's a self-reflection chapter, man. It is. It really is. Praetoris, Oda's editor. Thank you once again, Phoebe. Praetoris comes in with a 5 and says, Oda note. So this is coming from Oda's editor, Praetoris. It says, Recon turned in his first draft, so I had to step my game up. Those are bad. Oh my god. I think Elbaf's conflict is envy for Straw Hats getting love. Road, Loki, Kid, Mom. What? Wow. I never saw it that way. Big Mom, Road, Loki. They all have to deal with the fact that they aren't the main characters. All 4 of them have to deal with the fact that they are not the main protagonists. And we have to see how that destroys them. How that breaks them apart. And what they do with it is what's going to lead to the main central narrative of the arc. I love that, Praetoris. I love it. I love it. Praetoris cooked. Of course, Phoebe. Of course. Yes. So I'm going to read Feldspar's comment right here. And Feldspar, I really do appreciate you for not only saying this, but for sharing your experience here. Feldspar says, my pet passed away yesterday. And number one, I'm so sorry for your loss, Feldspar. Truly. I think anyone in this chat and anyone who watches this in the future who's ever had a pet, no matter what kind of pet, you know what that feels like. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So Feldspar, I truly, truly feel for you. It was not a good day to read the chapter, but in a way it's also exactly what you need. The last panel is hope in art form. This man is a wizard with a pen. Feldspar comes in and drops heat in word form. That last panel is exactly hope in art form. That is precisely what it is. That's why it hit as hard as it did. You're absolutely right. It is the beauty of life expressed within that last panel. Powerful stuff coming from you having experienced that, Feldspar. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being open and honest with us here on this stream. And I'm glad that Chapter 1133 was exactly what the doctor ordered for you. Because that's precisely what it was. Hope in art form. What a beautiful way of saying it, Feldspar. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment. Praetoris, once again, thank you, Oda's editor, for coming in with that, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. But yeah, Road, Loki, Kid, and Mom, they're most certainly gonna have an I'm not the main character arc, and that's gonna be great. I love that. Josh Pointer comes in with a 2 and says, Straw skipped food to see the reunion. True family. Luffy, of all people, skipped food to see this happen. That's my captain. That's my captain. That is the individual. Camera, I know you went through it in this chapter too. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get through it too, baby. We're gonna get through it. I promise, baby. We're gonna get through it. All right. I also cried. I also cried. We'll be all right. We'll be all right, baby. We'll be all right. We'll be all right, man. All I want to do is just lower the camera a little bit. It's okay, babe. It's okay. But Josh Pointer comes in. it's important. Zoro skipped the booze. Zoro skipped the booze. It's like, yo, Zoro skipped the booze. Luffy skipped food. They all said, screw it all. Robin's more important. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? True family, Josh Pointer. Camera saw his movie like Cactus Jack. Oh my god. Josh Pointer, 100%. You're spitting. Let me read this comment here in Japanese. Let me put it into trusty Trails Translate, aka Google Translate. Let's see. I haven't been this emotional since the Bartholomew Kuma flashback. I can tell you, me too. Zoro is ready to fight the giant swordsman, and Loki is waiting to wreak havoc in the next chapter. Loki on, what is it? What did they say? December 23rd? Loki on December 23rd. We'll be there no matter what. We'll be there no matter what. Oh, I can't wait for that. Loki greatness incoming. But I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I also have not been this emotional since the Kuma flashback. This chapter, specifically this chapter, felt like one of those Kuma flashback chapters. It hit, man. It hit. And dude, Zoro versus Giant Swordsman, come on, inject it. That's gonna be the perfect battle before fighting a Yoru or a Shiryu or Nostro or whatever in the Flying Flag Lord Zoro has incoming. You know what I'm saying? Before the big Mihawk fight. So most certainly. Winston, exactly. Road Big Mama looking like, it should be me. It should be me. Kien YT, thank you, by the way, for sending that in Japanese. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Kien YT comes in with a 10 Canadian and says, Robin changes her outfit to match her kid outfit, and the line about her being praised in Japanese is that, the chapter title. Wait a minute. I feel like I can say this. So, I don't know that first kanji. But I know that the next one is A. And I think that's where it stops. I know the last one is she. Or the little hook. I know that's she. And then after that, I want to say that's E. Is it like another E? So it's like Dedishi? Oh, you say it right here. I want you to praise me. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I want you to praise. Oh, that's right. That was the chapter title. It was praise. So the Japanese title is I want you to. Oh, that's beautiful. Which is very direct. It's something a cheeky kid would say. Oh, Kien YT, thank you for sharing that. So the Japanese title is actually I want you to praise me. Oh, that's powerful. That is extremely powerful. Wow. Wow, that's really powerful, Kien YT. Thank you. Thank you for sending that. And like you said, Robin changed her outfit to match her kid outfit. I mean, the parallels. Oda knew what he was doing, bro. That was perfect. That was perfect, man. Wow. Thank you, Kien YT. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you for that. Animaniac89 comes to membership for 9 months and says, what a time to be alive. I'm so grateful to Oda. I mean, what a chapter to end the year on. And I know we're coming back on December 23rd. But what a chapter to end what has been a magnificent year, Animaniac. What a time to be alive. I think that's what the chapter should tell you, with the hopeful message behind it is the beauty of being alive. Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff, Animaniac. Yeah, no, Laz, man, for sure. I'm seeing the message right here that you sent about your pet, and shout out to chat for for being so kind. You as well, Jody List. So sorry for your loss. And Brandon King says, I also think it's so poetic that Luffy didn't cry. He smiled because he knew how important it was for Robin. Her moment in the sun is worth so much more than whatever else he could do. It's that emotional understanding of people that Luffy's had from chapter 1 that's so powerful. It's so powerful. You're absolutely right, Brandon King. You're absolutely right. Yeah, for real, Nasty Ninja. Last time I saw Saul, it was a missed opportunity. That's true. Loki with a Wilt 100-point game in real time move galaxies. It would move galaxies, lads. It really would. It really would. It would move every galaxy. I mean, like Gurren Lagann style moving galaxies. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Yeah, no, Ocean Flame. Right back to you. Right back to you. Coming together for this incredible story. Oh, thank you, Akbar J, for sharing it. It says, Homete Hoshi. Homete Hoshi. So, also, I did get it right. See, your boy is learning. She with an extra I. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? We'll get there one of these days. So, I did get that last part right. So, it's Homete Hoshi. Okay. I want you to praise me. Homete Hoshi. Thank you, Akbar J. I appreciate you. Yeah, seriously, Brandon King. I mean, that's the comment right there. Shout out to those who pushed through and lived to see this. This is for you. That's this chapter. That is this chapter. Just unreal, man. Unreal. When I saw Robin put on the old fit, I could feel the Niagara Falls build up in my heart. Laz, bro, bangs Robin. Not only was I just happy to see the Miss All Sunday bangs again, but like you said, it hit at the emotional core because we knew she was getting ready for the reunion. Who in the world knew it would be 3 chapters in? 3 chapters after that chapter. Wow, man. Volume 41 hits different, yes, Luffy Blazing. And it hits different for me. I don't know if any of y'all watched my favorite volumes video. I did a long time ago. I did a favorite One Piece volumes video. And my favorite One Piece volumes at the recording of that video, which is early on, my top 2 at the time were volume 61 and volume 41. And I explained it because I have an extremely emotional attachment to both of those volumes. And then I believe volume 59 was there as well, which of course I love a lot too. But volume 41 is really special to me because this was the manga volume that I sought out the most after catching up to One Piece. This was the one that I wanted to own more than any other manga volume. And so when Viz started putting out that mass thing at the time where they were pushing out like volume after volume, I mean they were just really pushing them out because that's when One Piece was, at least the manga, they were trying to get it caught up to where it is to where it was in Japan, or at least as much as they could. And so they did this mass catch up from like volume 24 to where was it at the time, like volume in the Impel Down, wherever it was, and they did a whole bunch of releases back to back to back. And this was a part of that batch, and I'll never forget being so excited. I was like, man, I could finally own it. Like, this volume of stuff that means so much to me, and I reread it so many times. And the stuff, of course, that's within volume 41 being from the moment that they all get up together to on the stand to have that standoff with CP9, the Robin flashback, and then the legendary chapter 398 with the I Want to Live, Take Me Out to Sea with You, Soga King Shoot on that flag, all that stuff in a single volume. And it's definitely one of my most reread sections of the story, specifically because of having this volume, and it'll always be super, super special for me. And I think that's why this chapter also hit as hard as it did. And it was because of that. Wow, man. unbelievable. Which, to be fair, could be next chapter if Saul is the man marked is the man marked by flames. That is true, Praetorus. That is true. Smiling at someone who's crying tells them it's okay to cry. Ninja Pope, that's it, man. That's it, yo. So beautiful, yo. Elbaf is the Arc of Dreams. It truly has been, which is why I'm kind of scared, because we're getting all these emotional reunions right now. But last chapter ended with that, and you can't stay here for too long because then time is gonna time's gonna slow down, or I don't know what that means. So when we leave Elbaf, the world's gonna be completely different, right? Like I don't know how long we're gonna stay here, meaning literally how long we're gonna stay here for how many chapters, as well as the amount of time that's going to pass while we're here based on the comments said at the end of last chapter. Who knows, man? Like, getting a lot of this stuff now because maybe there won't be an opportunity for that later. You know what I'm saying? So, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. Okay, there we go. We're back. California Penguin says I've been reading my volume 41 along with the chapter. It's just such. I'm gonna reread. You know what? No, I can't reread this tomorrow. I gotta recover first. There's no way I'll be able to. I was gonna say I was gonna reread this tomorrow when I go to work, but that's not happening. That's not happening. You know what? I might just say screw it. Somebody asks why I'm crying at work. I'll be like, you know what, man? I'm happy to be alive. You want to know why I'm crying? Because I'm blessed and happy to be alive to have seen my Robin reuniting with her Saul, man. That's why I'm crying. You know what I'm saying? Last says, Bangs Robin would be my world champion in the World Wrestling Federation. And that's a shoot, brother. That is a shoot. Camera, don't fall. That is a shoot. Phoebe says, I said this to someone else, but I'm thinking I'll probably take a break from One Piece for a little while and reread it at some point. The catch back up. If I disappear, that's why. Phoebe, there's no better time to do that than now, considering that I think we'll be on break for the next 2 weeks, and then after that, I think we'll be on break for another couple weeks. Because that's what normally happens around this time of the year. So if there's any point that you would like to cash back up to the series, now's the chance. Now is honestly the opportunity to do that. I will miss you while you're gone, Phoebe. I always appreciate your comments. But I completely get it. I completely get it. Let me see this. Put this comment up here. Whoops. Wait, did I paste the wrong thing? Did you send the same thing? Hold on, let me try copying it one more time. Maybe it didn't properly save. Yeah, it keeps coming out the same thing on my end. Compare the panels of 392 and this chapter. It's a complete mirror. 392. Can I handle this right now? Here we go, man. 392. Dead is she? Good Lord, man. Robin running off. Oh my God, they're the same. Oh, bro, it's just like like it. Like, I was remembering it as I was reading, but it's literally just like it, man. How beautiful, dude. Peak fiction, man. Oh, thank you for telling me to do that, yo. Quag 2, 100%. Wow. Like, I knew the parallels were crazy, but actually seeing it. Oh yeah, for sure, Doran Rostuvia. I think will be an Elbaf for a long time to come. You know how long Oda's been waiting to write this arc? We'll be here for a minute. Have you heard of the legend of Nico Bangs Robin? It's like, yo, have you heard of the legend of Lloyd Bannings? You know what I'm saying? Oh no, just some guy with infinity. I loved this chapter. This was definitely one to put in the rafters. I put this chapter in the rafters. This is a Hall of Fame chapter. Seriously, yo. Bang! Tie game with 3 seconds remaining. Ray Allen for 3. Quag 2 says, ever since the banquet panel in chapter 1124, I've had a deep bad gut feeling that Elbaf was going to be a very intense arc by the end. Louis Arne's quote realized that fear. You know something, Quag 2? Specifically for me after the end of last chapter, that's exactly how I've been feeling about this arc as well. And I think this chapter just solidified it. The fact that we're getting this stuff this early tells me that it's going to get really intense really soon. Man, oh man. Yeah, last says we should be back around December 23rd officially, so a few days beforehand. We might get it early for sure for the scans. And then another break after that before returning to form in January. Okay. Like how it is in normal years. Oh, no worries, dude. Listen, Lasman, thank you so much for stopping by, brother. Have a great night, and looking forward to talking to you soon, man. Much love to you, my brother. It was beautiful, Shiranura. It was so beautiful. Akbar J says, since the afterthought's going to be long, I'll say here, Josh said that Elbaf is the land of dreams. And considering Arno's warning, we can assume that the warning of Elbaf is time dilation. Time is longer in Elbaf, since dreams can last longer compared to time in the real world, like Inception. Ooh. So I was thinking about like time being slowed down here, like in a hyperbolic time chamber, Dongai precipice world type of situation. But if what we're looking at is a literal land of dreams, I'm wondering how that came to be. Now, Brandon King says neurophotons from Foxy's fruit are concentrated here. I know we talked about Foxy's fruit last week. But I think if Foxy's fruit, the original person who had that ability back in the day, using its awakening, caused this entire island to be a part of that time dilation through that ability, I think that'd be a really interesting way of connecting the ways in which awakened fruits affect islands, just as we've seen throughout the course of the story. I mean, we've seen, you know, we thought back to Long Ring Long after like the Gomu Gomu no Mi stuff. We thought back to, of course, Punk Hazard with Aokiji and flipping Akainu and what they did to that island. So we know what these things can do to the islands. So I would not put it past Oda to have Foxy's fruit have that level of importance. And being one of the reasons why this time or maybe the reason why time dilation is happening here. Oh, Praetorius, you better believe it. Afterthoughts is happening this week. Oh, I don't care what I gotta do. There is going to be an afterthought this week. Listen, man, we're back. We're back. Even if it's just for 1 week, we are back, baby. There's going to be an afterthought this week. 100%. There is no question about that. Definitely Praetors. My main issue with that theory is that the Oimokashi's backstory has them mentioning how many years it's been since Tori and Brogy started fighting, since that's the reason they left to go check on them. Okay, so that's Monty's response to the time dilation theory. So I feel like time has to be uniform. Would be fire if Oda made it work. I mean, after what he did with time and the time ability in Wano, and how he utilized that through to a level of consistency that I'm actually really impressed with like the Momonosuke stuff and Kanemon and building up that mystery until the reveal in chapter 919. I think that if the time dilation stuff were to happen, he would probably be that consistent with that as well. At least I would hope so. Interesting, Quag2. Quag2 says, I also don't believe Elbaf will have a single traditional villain like most arcs. I think the main conflict of this arc will be the island's culture itself. Man v nature. A man v island type of conflict. That fascinates me. Considering the fact that the individuals in this island look up to Luffy. So it'll be the traditions and the culture of the island that is based on individuals that look up to Luffy and who he is, and the representation of that being the central conflict. That is fascinating, Quag2, and I actually really like that as an idea. It'll be the first time something like that has ever happened within the story. And it would separate Elbaf from other arcs. Now, I do believe, obviously, there is going to be characters that are going to have to overcome other characters in regards to this thing, but in terms of a single villain being like the main crux of the entire thing, you might be right. You might be right. I could totally see that. Imagine Recon does Afterthoughts, just an hour of silence. Probably. Probably. We're going to start Afterthoughts with Volume 41 in his hand. Better believe it. So Doron Rostuvia says, but I think the culture needs to be represented by one person like Cody Jones. And that is also very much a possibility as well. Like someone that carries the weight of all of that time that's passed on that island that directly affected an individual. Like a Cody Jones. I could definitely see that being a situation as well. And a possibility, too. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways this arc can go. For sure, Akbar J. It's the Warland. On Elbaf, so Brandon King says, on Elbaf warrior culture, might take pride in battles and strength you earn alone, but Luffy is the counter to this. He couldn't almost do anything while alone on Amazon Lily, and he would protest this. For sure. Like, if they value their one-on-ones, right? Like, if that is what they base their main value and strength on, we know that Luffy, especially throughout the course of the time skip, there's been so much value and emphasis on the fact that Luffy's been able to win a majority of these battles due to the influence that he's had over others and the connections he's made with others that has allowed him to overcome these foes. The fact that he's not alone in those battles. That is a main, humongous aspect of the post-time skip specifically. So, that coming to a head in this arc would actually be really interesting. Okay, Jesus Alvarez says, I think Elbaf will have multiple individual conflicts that will converge into chaos, aka Ragnarok. And that most certainly could be the case as well, considering it is the Warland. Quaxu says, well, that will be Loki, but we don't know what his role will be exactly. I think him and Luffy will fight in this arc, but it won't end in total malice between the two. Agreed. Agreed there. Amen Kamal comes in with a 2 and says, say this is peak. It's pure peak. This is peak. This is pure, unadulterated, unfiltered peak. Of the highest caliber and of the highest tier. That is what this chapter was. Unbelievable. 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 Thank you, Amen Kamal. Oh, interesting, Jody List. So Jody List says, I think many end-of-story plot points will be resolved during this arc while the Strahds are on Elbaf. Not sure if Luffy would fight Imu-sama. So I definitely think Luffy's going to fight Imu-sama, because even at the comic level, I think Oda wants to draw the cartoony battle between Imu and Luffy. I think he just wants to draw that. Because I know I would want to draw that, so I think he wants to draw it. And of course, everything that's represented through Imu in all these years, and what that conflict represent. But I definitely do believe a lot of the core of the rest of the arc, the rest of the final saga, is going to be progressed in either the middle of this arc, while we're stuck here, or in post Elbaf as we head to Lodestar or Laugh Tale or whatever it is. Or even the Muddy Jaw. Because this is it, man. After this, we are truly hitting endgame. So, whatever the final bits of setup have to be, and connections have to be, they have to take place during or after this arc to lead us with that momentum heading into the final saga. Or heading, into the rest of the final saga after this. Ken YT says, can we just acknowledge how magical Gerd's ship flying by, rowing through floating clouds? It is so magical. So beautiful. So unbelievably beautiful, Ken YT. Doran Rastubi says, maybe this shadow figure will be the antagonist or representative of whatever is going on here on Elbaf. True that. True that. The individual that represents all of that. For sure. Another exhibit for the time dilation theory. Why does Linlin look so old while Gerd looks young? True that. Might be cooking with that one. Definitely cooking with that one. You know, the time dilation idea works for me solely because of the type of manga this is. As an adventure manga, it would just be really cool to have an island like this in general. An island that's stuck in the past. Literally stuck in the past. In its culture, in the designs, in the way that giants are barely, even within the world of One Piece, and within this island specifically, time is stopped. Like, it would be just such a great way to handle multiple different themes while also fitting that sense of adventure that the last chapter most certainly did, and this chapter. So I just like the idea. I just think it's a cool idea. So, Coach, Vivi also have to reunite with the Strahds in this arc. If on top of everything that we've seen so far, Vivi also reunites with the Strahds in this arc, as we've been speculating, man, this is gonna be an all-timer. This is gonna be an all-timer. Yeah, Praetorius for sure. Like we're there's no question we're gonna go out and see the villages, the king, the silhouette, whoever it is, and the entire heaven realm. It's like, man, Yeah, true that. True that. It's because she's a giant. True that. And their lifespan is different. I was so stuck within the. I think yeah, that is a great point. That is also a great counterpoint to the Gerd and Lilin thing. Yeah, for sure. I'm in the same line of thought, Brandon King. Yeah, Jesus Alvarez for sure. Like I feel like Elbaf in the anime, we already saw how cool it looked in the Shanks episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the art direction. If they do something like how they gave like Wano and Egghead a very distinct feel, it's gonna be super cool to see what they end up doing for Elbaf. The beginning and end of the Giants. Wait, Little Garden was an ancient island stuck in the past like Elbaf, beginning and the end of the Giants. Ooh, Brandon King, yes. For sure, Doran Rostuvia. Absolutely. I mean, we're already seeing how he's doing that with Water 70's lobby in this arc. Definitely going to do a Little Garden. I got you, Akbar J. Also, DJ says it's going to be the arc reunions. Robin and Saul, maybe Luffy and Shanks, and then Vivi reunited with the Straw Hats. If I get those 3 reunions within this arc, Wano might be in trouble as my favorite arc. I get Luffy and Shanks meeting in this arc? Oh man, don't even get me started, brother. Don't even get me started. Do you notice Nami straddling Luffy and beating him? Yeah, that was hilarious. Also, there's a bear person in the background of the Dozens of Giants panel. It was more likely Panda. Right, Panda Man? It probably was Panda Man. Yeah, it probably was Panda Man Jody List. I wonder what Oda plans to do with Saul meeting Dragon. When I think about the O'Hara flashback, he could have just as easily had Vegapunk himself run into Saul before meeting Dragon. You know something? Yes, Monte, absolutely. I also wonder what Oda's plans are with Saul. Specifically in that aspect with meeting Dragon. It's a great point. That interaction, that eventual meeting. Like, we've wondered, Monty, for so many years, why it is that Robin had to specifically be separated to the point to where she would have to get well acquainted with the Revolutionary Army. And if it comes to pass that Saul is going to have a major impact within the Revolutionary Army in the future through a conversation and or role within the Revolutionary Army coming in the future, that would explain a lot of that, honestly. That first Elbaf opening is going to change my life. I need there to be Skyrim opening chants. Oh, man. Fusro Da? Quag 2, and they're just, oh, that'd be so dope. We have some drums in the background, some ancient drums. Or we just, huh. Oh, man, injected, dude. That's going to be so epic. That's going to be so epic. Oh, my God. Oh, Robin's VA is going to be amazing. Oh, she's going to cook. You know, both Robin's Japanese and English VA, phenomenal job for Water 70's lobby. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing both of their performances heading into this chapter being animated. It's going to be so beautiful. Okay, YT says it was not Panda Man, just a bear chilling, like the bear from last chapter. Did Dragon give Saul a ride at some point or something? What is the deal with the Black Whirlpool ship? Yeah, right? Like, what in the world happened there? Yeah, exactly, Alejandro Solis. Like, Little Garden is also stuck in the past with the dinosaurs. And I wonder what the connection is there. Because they have to connect at some point. And there already are so many connections like we just talked about. Watching the Saul reunion episode on mute or else I will die. Dude, we're going to have to deal with the Kuma flashback episodes when One Piece comes back. And this episode. Goodness gracious, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what any of us are going to do. What's the volume cover for this going to be like? I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be one of the coolest volume covers. It's gonna have Usopp, Luffy, the Giants, Robin, and Saul. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. That would be cool. Ninja Pope says volume covers like Saul holding Robin, holding Bonnie in a little Russian nesting doll situation. That would be awesome. Like just them holding one another. That would be super cool. Going back to the, what do they call the Matryoshka dolls? Things. It would be super cool. It would be super cool. But ladies and gentlemen, I've ascended. I went into this chapter expecting to be to feel something based on what I'd gone through this week in terms of the creative journey and how emotional that was, and I still hadn't recovered from that. So I was like, whatever happens in this chapter, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit, no matter what would happen. Who in the flying flagnards would have ever thought that while being in that space, we would get this chapter? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Undoubtedly the chapter of the year. For me, at least. For me. Powerful, beautiful, and exactly what sets this series apart for me. And what it's able to elicit, right? There's just certain things this series is able to elicit that causes it to be on the pedestal that not only I hold it, but of course that others hold it as well. It's just a really powerful, powerful story. And when you get chapters like these, it just reminds you of the gratitude that you can feel for being able to experience something like this as it's being produced. And it's just, what a phenomenal chapter, man. What a phenomenal chapter. Brandon King, thank you for that. All of you. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. It was a really, really, really powerful chapter. Really powerful chapter. Finn Fam says, I was knee deep in Kai no Kiseki. Peak fiction. Then this chapter dropped and One Piece reclaimed its place is occupying my brain. I can relate to that. I can definitely relate to that. Man. What a powerful, powerful chapter. And the like button on the way out. Like Brandon King says. Happy Day King, thank you again for sharing this with us. Hope it helps heal the wounds. Yeah, no, for sure, Jody List. Thank you all so much for being here. I know the schedule has been crazy for the series itself, so I really appreciate everybody for being here with all of us. Oh yeah, like Winston says, we're getting a color spread next time. I hope we get a Saul color spread. That would be awesome. But y'all have a good one. Definitely, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I was planning on like catching up to Hunter x Hunter this weekend when I had the chance, and then the Bleach greatness after that. But I feel like I have to talk about this chapter. Yes, we'll see what happens. I definitely am gonna talk about this chapter, and we'll figure everything else out as it goes. Also gonna try to make the agenda reverie tomorrow, in some capacity. And then we will be back for some greatness on December 23rd. And of course, in between that, we'll be catching up on everything else and doing all of the other stuff. But most certainly, man, number one, thank you so much for being patient with me. Number two, thank you for experiencing this alongside me. This was powerful. This was powerful, yo. Oh yeah, no, Quack 2. We are giving this the custom thumbnail. Trust me, the first thing I'm doing when we shut the stream off is I'm going into Google and I'm going to try to find anything that I could possibly see what can match, what can possibly portray how we felt in this week's chapter. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Thank y'all so much for being here. Path of Exile 2 released today, absolutely. Yeah, AJ's reaction. I can't wait for that, DJ. I will be there. I know how much as a matter of fact, he and I were talking about the Robin stuff in that podcast we just released. We recorded that 2 weeks ago, and little did either of us know what was going to happen. So I can't wait for AJ's reaction on Sunday. I'll see y'all. Thank you, Cam White. Appreciate you for the kind words. Thank you, all of you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Absolutely, right back at you. Super nice black guy. Appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate all of you. Praetorius, Soda's editor. I look forward to seeing you in the afterthoughts this week. All love to everyone. Y'all have a good night. God bless, and